Hello everyone, welcome back to more Gloomhaven. In the last episode, we got smashed for the second time in the same scenario to the Temple of the Seer. It's our second time getting smashed there, and also we've lost a few missions previously, not necessarily including, not just here. And I think I said at the last episode that I wasn't sure if I was going to go back here right away. I had some ideas about putting together another team to fight it, but I could do it now or later. I decided in between episodes that, let's try to build the right team to fight this. So, first things first, I need to put Twink back in. I think he should be insane here. As we discussed, the living spirits are a big problem, and he's perfect for dealing with them. He has the piercing bow to ignore their shields, and multiple big AoEs. Ink Bomb is the dream, right? I want to clonk these guys on the turn that we discover them, like wander in there and just Ink Bomb 3 of them with piercing. And they should, all 3 of them die. I think, do we have the goggles as well? Yeah, so we really should not be missing. 69 gold? What was I saving for? I guess there's just not many slots, right? Small item, he could fit one of those. But there wasn't anything else he really needed. Nothing else that's turned up in the meantime that I want, so okay. Winged shoes are not very useful on this mission. Boots of speed would be better, but I don't want to spend 30 bucks on that. Generally speaking, I think I like the winged shoes a fair bit. Let's take a power potion. Oh yeah, that should help with this AoE plan. Just to make triple sure that they're all toast when they get hit by this. Take advantage, pierce all their shields, attack 5, your go. Okay, so that's part 1 of the change. Part 2, maybe this is overdoing it, but I think I do want to put in the Spellweaver. And it's a nice excuse to show you guys Spellweaver. It's the one starting class you guys haven't seen yet. On this playthrough, at least. If you've watched someone else or played the game yourself, well, I can't really help with that. What do these 3 dots mean? There's not... It looks like, you're on page 1 of 3 or something. But I don't see any way to look at what page 2 is, or... It just says class, name, personal quest. Oh, I see. I am on page 1 of the character creation dialogue. I could create a brute. If I hit select class, it would give me the name. I see. Okay, anyway, we want the Spellweaver. An orchid sage able to draw forth powerful astral forces and craft them into concentrated attacks. Great at dealing damage at range, but due to low health are very fragile, so keep them out of combat. Most important ability is Reviving Ether. Yes, I agree. Allowing her to burn more cards than other characters and recover them. So she has, in her starting deck, a lot of very powerful burn cards, and not really, a lot of burn cards. They're fine as burn cards go. They're not better than the usual burn cards. They do different things, whatever. There's 3 target AoE, or 3 target damage, damage for enemies near each other, damage for enemies adjacent to you. This isn't burn. She has a big heal. Where's Crackling Air? There's a buff you can put on that burns, etc. She has a lot of burn cards. It's tough to do anything with her without burning stuff. But you get this Reviving Ether, which once per combat allows you to take back all of your burned cards. So you start with a tiny deck. It's 8 cards, and then you're burning stuff out of it. So you run out of gas very quickly. But you use Reviving Ether to get another go through your deck. So I'm thinking taking her, mostly to deal with the spitting drakes, but also, I don't know, if the Tinkerer can take care of the living spirits, then the Spellweaver doesn't... I had the thought, and I mentioned in the last episode, of like, what if we ride the wind to get behind the spitting drakes and then like fire orbs them or something? Was my... I don't know if I said fire orbs, but that's what I was thinking. All right, this is a move 8 jump. You can get behind them and like take care of the spitting drakes. I think that probably won't actually be necessary. We'll just let the enemies come to us. And, you know, we'll shoot down the living spirits with the Tinkerer. We'll block up the entryway with some tank. I'm not really clear on whether that's the Cragheart or the Brute. Or conceivably even the Quartermaster, but I don't think so. And the Spellweaver will deal supplemental damage to whoever's in the general vicinity, I guess. So yeah, give me a Spellweaver. I think I was planning to call her Blink, just because it's sort of a magical sounding thing. Can we think of anything else ending with NK? I don't know. Blank's okay. Alright, I like Blink. I already have one named Blink? Oh no, who's named Blink? Oh, that must be the Mind Thief. No? Oh! It includes retire... Oops, I hit City Encounter. It was just blinking, I couldn't help myself. Truly marvelous night, full of alcohol and fuzzy memories. Heading back to your rooms in high spirits when you take a wrong turn and trip over a mutilated corpse. What's all this then? You look up to see a city guard walk into the alley, annoyed by all the noise you were making in your revelry. Before you can react, he draws his sword. You, what did you do? You look and see that due to the fall, your clothes are now covered in blood. The guard clearly thinks you are responsible for the man's death. This night just took a serious turn for the worse. Now, I've had this once before, and you do your best to explain that he was like this when you found him, and you get, like, a minus reputation, I think. I mean, I wouldn't mind a minus reputation, but also I can't imagine it's better for you to kill the guard, reputation-wise. I'd like to see what we get here. Oh, no. We have to pay 15 gold. Well, that's a stinker. Okay, well, now I know. I mean, sure. It distributes it, like, by ratio, I think. Twink had the most gold, so that's fine, whatever. So I didn't actually mean to do that yet. What I was trying to do was look at the town records. Yes, Blink is the retired Mind Thief. I can't use that name again. Okay, well, we'll name her Wink then. How about that? Eventually I'll have to retire this theme, but for now, it's working okay. Goliath Toppler. 4 boss scenarios from the base game. Okay. How many of those do we have going on right now? I'm not sure. Or Implement of Light. Ah, this unlocks a quest instead of unlocking a character. And what that means is the character that it would unlock is already unlocked. So you get a quest and a random item design. So I assume, since this is called Implement of Light, this is about unlocking the Sunkeeper. So this is kind of reassuring to me, because it means... I wasn't sure if there were alternate ways to unlock the minus 10 reputation character. Because it seems hard to get there from plus 10, right? This is an alternate way to unlock the plus 10 reputation character, so I assume there in fact is some alternate way to unlock the minus 10 reputation character. So I maybe don't have to push so hard on that. However, I think I will take Goliath Toppler. I recognize this icon. I've unlocked it in my off-camera multiplayer game, and he seems fine. I won't spoil anything about who it is, but you still, you know, there's a dragon, and you're just excited to kill one day. Cool. And I guess I said I don't know whether it's going to be the Cragheart or the Brute who's tanking. It could be the Sunkeeper. I don't know really, like, I don't know. I guess, you know, with defensive stance and retaliate, she can do a pretty solid job against some melee dudes, soaking up damage for a bit. She's a little bit better when she can enhance allies. And we will be keeping the Spellweaver back near her. So she is a candidate. But I don't know exactly that she's going to be good enough. So we get to level up to level 3 here. Flashing Burst. Just a decent ranged attack. Makes light. Kind of nice. Icy Blast. This is the one I took when I played the Spellweaver in my off-camera multiplayer game. You know, it's burn on both halves, which is a little rough. You can't really do much with it except by burning it. But that's kind of, you know, the Spellweaver is well equipped to deal with that downside, and a huge AoE muddle is kind of nice. But I think this time I might try something different. I might just take Flashing Burst. We actually have a character who appreciates light, so this is better than it might otherwise be. We only get to go to level 2, huh? I couldn't remember how much. We don't get to be 3. Okay. So perks. This character does not have consistency. It is not a choice. You can't remove 2 -1s. There's a lot of add an element modifier cards you can add. She loves elements, right? She uses the magic that's kind of floating around to empower her attacks. I mean, I guess I should deck build before I decide. I think Crackling Air is... I mean, it's your next 4 attacks, notice, not your next 4 attack actions. So, like, if you use Crackling Air and then an AoE that hits 4 people, which is possible, she has Impaling Eruption, then you've used it all up. But in the meantime, it's like a burn card that did 8 damage, basically, right? Especially for a shortish scenario where all that matters for her is damage output, I think Crackling Air is a nice take. Hardened Spikes? No thanks. I mean, well... Retaliate 3 Aura would be kind of fun to give to whoever's tanking, I guess. Aid from the Ether, the first time I played her, which was in a 2 mercenary thing while we were still learning the basics, summoning a Mystic Ally who can attack for 3 at range 2 was kind of amazing. And it actually has move 2, which is like not a ton, but it's generally speaking enough to keep up. That seemed amazing, but it's really hard to like keep that ally relevant for very long. So I'm not so hot on this card anymore. So I think we can try to put in Crackling Air and Flashing Burst. And I don't really love Frost Armor. The top half is like an okay attack. Nothing incredible. The bottom half is for tanking. Mana Bolt, I think, is pretty key because it's, you know, the same okay attack as Frost Armor on the top half, but a much faster initiative value, which is useful. Or I should say a very fast initiative. And the bottom half is just more useful. Like, if there's nothing to do, you can heal somebody. Freezing Nova, I'm not a huge fan of, unless you're using her to tank, which I don't want to do. Reviving Ether, you must bring. It's not optional. Impaling Eruption and Fire Orbs, great. Those are the AoE damage. They're the reason we're taking this character. So let's review what elements we're making. We're making Fire, we're making Earth, we're making Dark, but nobody cares. and we have ways to spend fire, and we're making air. So fire and earth, basically, right? Crackling air, it's really important to have air when you use this. It's a pretty bad burn card if you don't have air. It's just like +4 damage spread out over multiple turns as a burn card. Right? Clunk has just like do 5 damage as just a normal non-burn card. So you have to have air for this to be worthwhile, I think. And I do want it. We have Ride the Wind, so you can plan those out. But also, we could consider adding like the Brute, who can occasionally generate air. I think those two go together nicely. The bottom half of this, like, I don't think I've ever used it. Don't plan to today either. Flaming Burst is fine. It would help the Sunkeeper if we ran her, but even if we don't, it just like puts an element out there that you can use to power Mana Bolt. So it's fine. The rest of these I do want to keep, I think. So, having deck built like that, you know, what do we want? I mean, air and earth is not so bad. Wound or curse, not so bad. I'll take the curse, I guess. I don't think we're dying for elements. Oh, that's right, I get 2 of these, because I started level 2, but also enough characters have retired to give me another perk. Stun is... I mean, no one's ever sad to see a stun. +0 is kind of a bummer, though. Did I keep Flame Strike? I did. So, I mean... Burn would be okay, or whatever it's called. Cinder. +2 with fire. It's not bad, right? +2 with ice is also useful. I've unlocked some cards with her later on that use ice to good effect. But the best one I can think of also uses fire to good effect, so I don't really mind going either way. I'll take Cinder. Which is exactly what I did on my off-camera Spellweaver, and then I was like, I immediately cut all the fire cards from my deck and ran just ice stuff. So I felt kind of stupid about this. So I guess I should double check whether I'm really going to do that again. You know what? Just give me a stun. Now, shopping. I think a power potion is very good for her, since she does AoE attacks as her thing. The bow would be kind of funny, but hopefully not necessary. I kind of like the Cloak of Invisibility. And also the Eagle Eye Goggles. You know, I can't take both of those. But, I don't know. I feel like she has some attacks that it's really important to hit with, so I'll take the Goggles. And, I think I will swap you out for the Brute. Just to make, you know, he's... Oh, God, the Brute has to level up as well, huh? Okay. Fatal Advance. Kill a normal enemy. I mean... For even just this upcoming fight, where the first thing you have to fight is a bear with 17 HP or whatever it is, this seems kind of sick. I took Juggernaut before. It's nice to have a move and attack on the top half, and the bottom half is pretty useful to apply when you're, going to be tanking something heavy for a while, or if you're just trying to run through a scenario to the objective without killing the enemies. It's nice to not worry so much about the damage. I'm going to try something different, though, and go for Fatal Advance. Just straight up murdering a bear seems pretty cool. And why plan for the future when you can just take the card that seems good right now? He only has one perk, less than a new character, because while Gloomhaven's wealth does mean he just gets to... All mercenaries are always at least as leveled as Gloomhaven's wealth. You don't get the extra perks that you would have started with for having a retired character. I mean... Is there still hide armor at the shop? No. So taking the negative effects thing is not going to be that great. God, all the good items are gone. Hang on, is there already a brute? Is that what I'm doing wrong? No, this is Bonk, yeah. That is the brute we already have. Who has all the damn helmets? I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Chunk has one. Doesn't matter, he can't get one, so... Talisman's not very good. These items suck. Heater Shield's nice to have. I have $30. I'll just get rid of 2 -1s, I think. +3 is pretty fun when it hits. I like adding negative effects with rolling, so maybe I'm supposed to take this, but I'm not going to. So he has a stamina potion. Ah! He's the one who owns the other hide armor. He just never put it on. Well, now I want my perk back. Well, I guess at the moment... Oh no, yeah, this would have been better. Okay, well, when he levels up again... Because right now, this is worth a consistency and also a +1, right? Oh well. I didn't think I had bought 2 hide armors. I was like, where's the other one? Turns out he had it. Heater Shield is nice, and that basically breaks the bank. Or I could take something bigger, like a Battle Axe, or I don't think we want a Tremor Blade. Yeah, I'll just take the Heater Shield. Actually, let's put that in slot 2, please. Not that it matters. Yes, I know. So I think this is the team. Wall of Doom, I don't think is that necessary, especially if we're just going to instantly murder the bear. The Retaliate does nothing, so it's basically a burn shield 2, which is not great. Do I want Balanced Measure? I mean, I agree we don't want Grab and Go. I guess I should go see, is there anything we don't want? Oh, by the way, this would also help us deal with the shielded guys, and so would Skewer. Sweeping Blow, I choose to believe that's not going to be good. So then I can put in, Fatal Advance, and... I could put in Wall of Doom for the bottom half, I suppose. But I don't really think I want to cut anything else. This looks fine. Balanced measure is going to suck because we don't care about move, only attack. And so either the top half doesn't attack for much, or the bottom half moves and we don't care. So we don't want any of that stuff. Twink, anything you're missing? We decided no, right? Okay then, away we go. I'm trying this same old dang quest for the third time, but with a plan.
They say it is the sanctuary.
You encounter two Valraths with a small horse and cart on the side of the road. They seem a little uncomfortable at their approach, their hands instinctively going for their weapons. You make a sign of peace and they relax a little. Perhaps it is good that you happened by, travelers, the one on the left said. Our horse is completely spent and we fare little better. We are in desperate need of some supplies to finish our journey. The Valrath offers a crude smile. Do you think you could help us in this matter? What would even happen if I gave them supplies? What would that mean? Probably, like, some of my items would have to be exhausted in the next fight? I guess? Or I would lose some HP because I didn't get to rest enough? I'm just going to say no thanks. I don't need the reputation. I assumed I would lose some reputation for not helping, or that by helping I would gain some, and I would be missing out on that by not helping. This is fine with me.
Numerous times as you scale the cliff up to the temple.
Alright, battle goals for the Tinkerer. Have one or more monsters present every round. I mean, seems unlikely, because we really like to long rest after killing the golems. Whereas Executioner, like, that's the whole reason we brought you, is to do this. Take only long rests? Possible. Is Professional possible? What are my items? Can I use them a total of 4 times? Seems rough. That would require 2 long rests? Not impossible. But if I'm going to do that, like, I'm probably taking only long rests anyway, so let's take this. Loot a chest. That would be nice. I wish I could give that to Wink. Oh, I guess I didn't mention when I was deck building. I sort of implied it when we were talking about the Spellweaver, but one of the reasons that I wanted to bring the Brute was specifically for Leaping Cleave. Where is that card? Here it is. It's a move that makes air, right? He can also enjoy it because of Skewer, but mostly it's to, like, give Wink crackling air activation. Anyway, so battle goals. Loot a chest, or have 2 or less health. I mean, I think one of the other characters will have an easier time looting the chest, and the Brute might very well get down to 2 or less, so seems possible. I don't need to deck build. Oh no, I haven't touched the Tinkerer yet, have I? We could actually get trap value, maybe. But I think that's kind of hard. Potent Potables would help keep the Brute alive, I guess. It's pretty slow, obviously. A burn card that eventually heals for 8 compared to one that instantly heals for 5 here, for example. I don't know. This still seems alright. Notable that cards like Stamina Booster have permanently burned. And so this also applies to the Spellweavers pick up all your burned cards. You know, there's a permanently burn effect. So basically any card that ever allows you to get back burned cards will, generally speaking, be marked permanently burned, so you can't like loop forever with it. Whether that's a single character loop or, as with the Tinkerer, if you could like I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get going. So I assume we're not going to have as easy a time with the golems or whatever they're called without the scoundrel.
I know. You ready? You.
You know, she was a very strong damage dealer. But we should be fine, I would think. Oh, I've got like a whole... These are all new characters to think about, but... So I've forgotten like what are obvious opening moves for these guys. Toxic Bolt is usually strong, because Poison's nice, especially when they have all these damn shields. I mean, funny enough, like, these guys have a lot of health. They're a bit difficult to deal with, right? What if we used Reinvigorating Elixir? No, that's recover all their burned, discarded cards. What if we used Stamina Booster to let the Brute pick back up his Kill a Normal Enemy card? Then the Brute could just do 13 damage in one turn here and still have that available for the bear when it shows up. Right? Seems kind of cool. We would be losing our elixir, but that's fine. It's not that important a card. Sorry, our stamina booster. I don't think we want to do it right now, but it's a thing we could consider. I do want to move slowly. So let's try an Ink Bomb to go with the Toxic Bolt. Now, where's the Brute's kill a single card? Fatal Advance, right? Kill a single enemy. I could maybe put him over here to make sure he can reach. But I think as long as we move slowly... I don't know. 72 might not be slow enough to get past these guys. I mean, I don't know. I can just bring, like, a move 3, and then I guarantee that I can get to them, right? I'll take Leaping Cleave because the air will be desirable, whether for the Spell Thief or for a Pierce with Skewer. And then I'll just plan to kill, like, this guy. You also want to be slow? There's 3 enemies. Seems like the time for Fire Orbs, right? And, any cool bottom half stuff we could do? Could just go for Mana Bolt. Get a tiny heal out there. Just in case they do get to attack us, which is not impossible. They have like, you know, a ranged attack. But I think I'd rather wait on Mana Bolt until I have a reason to believe that it will actually heal someone. I hope to Flame Strike next turn. That's a good follow-up to Fire Orbs, of course. Actually, I guess if the... Well, okay. The Spellweaver should not think about the fact that the Brute is planning to just kill one of these guys. She should say, yeah, okay, there's 3 guys. They all have a ton of health. I should Fire Orbs them, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's just reviving ether. We're not doing much with that right now. Range 3. So they're all too far away to hit us, and they take some damage. Perfect draws. Except that the Brute was too fast. Even his slowest card could not get under this. Well, we're doing nothing this turn. I forget. I think if I say skip movement, you still get the air, right? No, you don't. Okay. Well, so I'll move back and forth. I just want to like learn how that works. Okay, so leaping trample, toxic bomb, and fire ether. And they were all going as slow as possible. Reinvigorating orbs is a better sounding combo for the Spellweaver than fire ether. Toxic bomb, but slow. You were in the middle. You were there. You were there. You played trample. Yeah, fatal trample, right? And you had reviving orbs. Yeah, not reinvigorating, reviving. Oh, it wasn't trample. Sorry, it was trample, but it wasn't fatal advance. Wait, is that right? Did I accidentally play the wrong cards? Because I wanted to trample plus kill somebody, right? That's these cards. But I accidentally had Leaping Cleave available? I guess I did. I had Leaping Cleave and Trample. Which... yeah, okay. Which makes sense, because Trample, like, is a fine...
I know.
You know, the Pierce 2 is a nice way to hurt these guys, and it's my slowest card, which I wanted. But I remember I wanted the Leaping Cleave so I could make the air, right? And you don't actually have to Fatal Advance now. You could do it next turn. So... I guess this is fine. So we're just gonna do that. Unluckily, we don't get to use our trample, but we got to make the air. And we saved the Fatal Advance. Oh! Oh, damn it! This time I didn't move the characters around. The way I had them at... I'm not doing this like because I got hit. I'm restarting the round again to get things back the way I meant for them to be before I saw what the enemies were doing. You were here. No. You were here and you were here. I'm trying to remember why I had to reset the first time. Oh, it was because I tried hitting skip movement to see if it would still generate the element, and it didn't. I mean, it turns out if the Brute is going this fast, that the Spellweaver could have taken Crackling Air this round, which would be pretty great. But she didn't know the Brute was going to make air before her. It's sort of unlikely, I guess. So I guess we want to head over here. In the corner, but in range for Toxic Bolt. got the wound in as well. Nice. And sadly, the brute... No, this is where I want to stand. Right in the thick of things, sadly. But in range to fire orbs, all of them. Good stun. Nice +2. Great work. So now it almost feels like using Fatal Advance on the Brute would be a waste, but maybe not. Ideally, with the Spellweaver, we'd be able to, to Crackling Air at the end of the fight against the Golem, so that I could go into the next room with Crackling Air up. While also putting air on it. A bit rough, but could be possible. Flame Strike top half is fine. Maybe take Flashing Burst as my initiative card to move? I don't know. I guess I'll take Mana Bolt as my initiative card. The problem with Flame Strike... I should have ended my turn here, actually. Knowing that I was planning this on my next turn. Then I could Flame Strike and run away, instead of having to run in and then Flame Strike. Bad player. I mean, advance on this guy is still fine, I think. Do I still have a move 3 in here somewhere? I do. Oh, but I have Skewer as well. So that I maybe don't have to burn the Fatal Advance. And could use it twice in the next room, maybe. So what do I want to do to move with this? I didn't bring a lot of big moves, did I? I guess at the moment I don't need a big move, I just need a move. Let's take Spare Dagger, kind of a weird one. It would be nice to stun one of these two, I don't really know which necessarily. Reviving Shock is going to suck for this part of the fight, I guess. It's nothing can... 2 damage doesn't do anything to any enemies here, so might as well just spend it now as my move 2. So we're all going before all of them. I should say both of them. Okay, that seems fine. So let's Mana Bolt to here, I guess. Gets the wound in. That's all I could really ask for. So, who am I skewering here? If I skewer you, you're probably just dead, which is sort of nice. Or I could make some progress on this guy. I think I'd rather just have fewer enemies on the field. Plus, it means you might not get to attack this round, which would be nice. Great, got him. Flamethrower for shield is not bad, maybe? And enhancement field for attack? Sure. It's a shame I can't go a little bit faster with the shield, I guess. But I'm hoping that like the Spellweaver will find an excuse to run away and I can shield her up. We do also have Provoking Roar. That's a nice attack to use to stop this guy from being a big bully. Or there is the Fatal Advance to just kill this guy, which seems kind of nice, doesn't it? So let's try to kill this guy quickly. And maybe we want to step in front of the Spellweaver. Maybe we don't have to. Depends on what happens in the when she reveals her card and these guys reveal their cards. Now is the turn we want to ride the wind, I think, so that we can have Crackling Air up next turn. And to go with that, I think we can just use Flashing Burst to go a bit quickly and still do something productive. Okay. Well, this guy's only attacking one, right? So can I not just do this? Absolutely sliced him in half. This probably does nothing. No. I can't pick up the gold without getting myself hurt, and I do want to make the air, so I think coming down here is the way to go. The shield's not doing anything, it turns out. And I don't want to move, so... There's not some way I can get in range to net shooter him without him hurting myself? I don't think so. Oh, there is! How funny. I never saw the hook gun net shooter combo before, but I'm suddenly like, wait a minute, it's so obvious. You hook gun him towards you, and then you just pin him in place and run away. How funny. It's a way to rescue an ally, even if it doesn't necessarily rescue you. You can rescue yourself with just net shooter, but if they're bothering an ally, you can throw in hook gun as well. How nice. Okay. Well, now I sort of want the spare dagger back. Actually, I don't know. I guess I don't even need that because I can just get in there and Provoking Roar. It's going to be wasted effort with the Tinkerer's whole net gun or hook gun net shooter thing, but he doesn't know that. Remember, we're supposed to pretend we aren't, like, we're not supposed to coordinate all three marks together. They're supposed to be independent entities, so I try not to let what one of them is doing influence what the other is doing. See, this is perfect. Okay. This would be a perfect time for the hook gun approach. We're not going to need it, because the brute is Provoking Roar-ing. Although, actually, I guess we could do one better, right? I can push this guy even further. I guess the problem is the Tinkerer kind of wants to go here next. And so... pushing with the brute, I can put the guy here or here, right? Which doesn't really help the Tinkerer. In fact, here would be a hindrance because there'd be no way to get him away from this gold. So I think I should just let the Tinkerer do his pulling instead. It's a pull 2, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess also he's disarmed this turn. I could have pushed him further if I wanted to, but it doesn't help the Tinkerer, who can put him in a less advantageous position than the brute can. Less advantageous for him. Come to Papa. Still 0 damage, but that's life. Get immobilized, idiot. Okay, so we've got Crackling Air up. That's like her big thing. Or one of them, anyway. That's what I'm trying to build for. Now, sadly, we've used both of our kind of disabling effects on the same turn. On the other hand, they haven't gotten to attack us a single time, so... sort of going fine. I'm kind of tempted to just Crankbow this guy. It burns a card, but that's life. We don't really have another way to do much damage to them. As you can see, the Spellweaver is already woefully short on cards. That's what the Reviving Ether is for. I'm hoping she can use Impaling Eruption to spend most or all of the charges on Crackling Air, and only then use Reviving Elixir so she can actually pick back up the Crackling Air. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. Boy, that doesn't that doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would. Still, perfectly fine to use the goggles here, I think. I don't think the heal matters. Huh. This guy's not poisoned, right? So an attack 3 is likely to do 0 damage, whereas Eye for an Eye... oh, definitely does 0 damage, right? Because this is a ranged attack. He's going to walk away. We didn't get to immobilize him. I see. Or wait, no, he's pulling us, right? If you attack someone and push them away, they don't get to retaliate. I assume this means that if someone pulls you in, you are allowed to retaliate? That should work, right? Let's just put up 2 buffs then. Oh, shit, he's gonna attack the Tinkerer. I was supposed to get closer to do this. I think I'm okay with rolling that back, because I realized, like, there wasn't any new information in between the Brute's turn and this. I even realized before he actually did it, barely, so it was Restorative Bow, Warding eye. Plus, I do want to see if this pull retaliate thing works the way I thought it did. So we have to walk in here. And I think I want to move here? No. I was trying to, like, trick him into moving in a direction that's advantageous to me so that I get pulled towards the door instead of away from it. But it doesn't matter. If I walk further away from the door and then get pulled towards it, I haven't really accomplished anything, right? He's not going to pull me any further away from the door by going here. And then this kills him, right? Ow. Well, it's only 3. Yeah, he's dead now. Great. I don't think Flame Strike's going to be this very good this shuffle. Or this soon. Anytime soon. I think the Brute is long resting, and the Tinkerer is also long resting. The problem is, I was hoping to use Mana Bolt to do something productive this turn and heal the Brute, because he's, you know, minus some HP, but not much. So I guess what I should do instead is think about what I'm doing next turn, right? It's Impaling Eruption slowly? Maybe it's Impaling Eruption Mana Bolt, actually, next turn. So that I can get a heal out of the bottom half of the card. Or, I don't know. Maybe I want Impaling Eruption and a decent move so that I can get to a good position. Because it's a card that really benefits from positioning. It's range 4, attack 3, but it targets all enemies that the attack passes through. So, like, you can do, from here, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, hit these 4 enemies, for example. So if you can get next to a group of enemies, you can hit them all with Impaling Eruption. The problem is, then you're next to a group of enemies. You know, you've just attacked them all for 5 because of Crackling Air, which is nice. But, you know, after I do that, my deck is pretty much empty. And I have to spend the next turn resting and then picking up Elixir. Resting and using Elixir. Or spend a turn resting and then a turn using Elixir, I'm not sure. But the point is, I don't want to be in the middle of a group of enemies when I'm doing all that. So I think I have to accept a slightly subpar Impaling Eruption, I think. You know what? I guess the point is, no. It's so hard to plan these turns in advance, to plan multiple turns in advance, but you have to. on the turn that I use Reviving Ether, I'd like to have a big move available so I can run away from the enemies while I do it. The only one of those I can have is Flashing Burst. So I'd like to have that together with the Reviving Elixir. But that's all coming like 3 turns from now, or 2 turns. Not this turn, not next turn, but the turn after. Or maybe even later if I can afford a long rest. I think I'm spending all 4 of these cards this shuffle, and I'm trying to do it without going through the door. So next turn I want Impaling Eruption and what? I think Mana Bolt. So let's just play these 2 this turn. Oh, the Brutes immobilized this turn anyway, so yeah, we definitely are not going through the door this turn. I think I can't... This doesn't generate air because there's nothing to attack, right? Or light, I mean. Correct. So Spare Dagger is kind of a nice card to play on the turn that I open the door. But I don't think I have enough move to actually make that good. Not many things are within range 3 of the door. In fact, I think nothing is, right? Maybe the Living Spirit Elite starts his turn here, but attacking him doesn't do much. Actually, it hits the bear. Right? There's a bear in one of these 2 spaces, which it would be nice to hit. So maybe Spare Dagger is good, but I was sort of planning to use Fatal Advance on some normal enemy. I guess it shouldn't be the bear, though, right? I can use it on a Spitting Drake at some point. Okay. Shield Bash? But I like the bottom half shield. I like the bottom half heal on Eye for an Eye. I might actually not have that much use for Provoking Roar. It's nice. It's a nice way to deal with the bears, though. Warding Strength. I like the bottom half because it gives me 6 health, but maybe that's too cowardly. I don't know. Overwhelming Assault, you like for the top half, right? Because attack 6 is a lot. Maybe I'm getting rid of the Trample. Because someone else is supposed to deal with the most of the living spirits, and Skewer can deal with the remainder. Yeah, let's get rid of Trample. And you, I think, like, Enhancement Field isn't that great. Probably. Neither's Reviving Shock, though. Hook Gun, do I want that? Let's get rid of Hook Gun. Okay, now is when we see if all of our careful planning can somehow pay off. We want the Brute to charge through the door, and then the other 2 to act slowly so the monsters have time to get near the door to be murdered. If he's charging through the door, it's At speed 27 with spare dagger, I guess. And I have a move 3 in here somewhere. Leaping cleave, or let's go with the overwhelming assault. And you, I think we can really just say I'm going to use the ink bomb this turn. Hopefully you're slower than living spirits. I mean, you probably are. If not, you can still hit 2 of them. Bottom half card? I mean, what is the range on this? It's 3. It's kind of a lot. 1, 2. Well, you know what? It is possible that if the living spirits, like, maybe they don't even move? I don't know if they have cards that say don't move. They probably do. So we could try to save the ink bomb. But I don't know. Like, what if I just did ink bomb enhancement field? Maybe not in that order? I only have to be slower than the brute. I don't have to be slower than everybody. I want to be slower than the monsters, but I don't know. This seems pretty cool. It's going to be a huge attack. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, God, the poor guy doesn't even have any boots. What a sad life. Good.
You open the door.
The living spirits are moving. Oh, but they can reach the brute without having to do anything. Well, this one can't. Neither can these. Okay, so these 3 should cluster up, right? You're going to come to one of these 2 spaces, the elite here. You're going to come to the other one of those 2 spaces. And you? You might go here. Or you might go here, not sure. Anyway, we should get a few of them with the ink bomb at least. This bear, sadly, is going to get to the brute. And attack 3 with wound, which is sad. I believe the Spitting Drake Elite also gets to the brute. God, I hate this game. So I think the Tinkerer is eliminating at least 2, maybe 3 of the living spirits. Oh, you can go there? Alright, maybe I'll just eliminate the 2 elites then. I didn't see that spot coming. Spellweaver does have a move. No, she doesn't have a big move. So she could clean up several of these guys if she had to, or at least do a lot of damage to them. But I don't think she's going to do that. Ah, good. Now you have to come here, yes? So we get a nice ink bomb angle. Let's burn... God, this bear's gonna get me too, huh? Shield bash? Eye for an eye? I like the heal, but I think shield bash actually does more. It's the Tinkerer's job to heal. I mean, the Brute is still not having an easy time of it. Doesn't require much calculation for you to see that you can get me, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys can't, though, right? 3 and 4? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite. Well, maybe you can. I'm not sure if you're closer or further. Yeah, I'm not going to take 5, obviously. Let's say no skewers. Well, yeah, the bears aren't going to line up for that. So in order to target these guys, the Tinkerer has to move here, right? Standing here, I can't get the full triangle. But I can do this. I'll spend the potion to make sure that even if I low roll a little bit, like getting the guaranteed kill on all these guys, especially the elites, is really important. It's not actually guaranteed. Even with advantage, I could roll like miss and -2, but only specifically those two cards allow an elite to live here. And as you can see, not very likely. Okay, that's what we brought the Tinkerer for, this turn. He doesn't have to do anything else, but I sure hope that he does. Like, there's a lot of healing to do on the Brute. Really shitty Impaling Eruption here, huh? I guess I can get a little bit extra out of it like this. Ooh, do I want her to be... No, this was a terrible play. Well, no, the bear's still going to attack the Brute. Next turn she can short rest and get out of dodge, I guess? Which square are you even in? You're in that one, right? I don't know that I want to use the goggles on this. Yeah, I do. It would be nice to be relatively certain I'm killing this guy. I would like to use the power potion, but I also have hopes that I can get an attack against 3 enemies in the future. I hope I can arrange to burn Flashing Burst so I can keep the Mana Bolt with the Reviving Elixir to give me a very fast action. But if I can't, like, Flashing Burst is still reasonably fast. Yeah. I'm just going to spend the Power Potion. It could be a little bit better in the future, but not that much better. Wow. 7 damage. Pretty good. Two is not very much. It is wounding me, though, and I'm taking 1 at the beginning of my next turn. So I'll have to be healed in the next round, or else start burning cards every time it's my turn. The Tinkerer, I assume, has some heals available he can use. Yes. Okay, I'll take 2. So... do I keep the Crackling Air up? Or do I burn it? Well, it would be you discard this, but it goes to the burn pile, basically. Yeah, it does say will be burned. Okay. So that it comes back with Reviving Elixir? Or do I just keep it because it still has 4 damage left on it that I don't have to do any contortions for? I think I just keep it because it has 4 damage left. And that might be all I can... like, it might be hard to power it with air in the future anyway. And I don't want to spend a turn using the top half to replay Crackling Air. I'm just going to leave it. Short rest, yes. Perfect. Of the 3 cards there, that's the one I wanted to hit. So Mana Bolt your way out of there, please. Provoking Roar is great. Warding Strength to protect yourself a bit more also seems great. I think. Yeah, we'll assume the Tinkerer can heal you enough that the extra health from this matters. Speaking of, what do I have that heals the Brute? I feel like that's an important thing to do. If possible, it would be nice to damage these guys. I'm pretty sure I can't do both of those things, though. Like, I do have a bottom half heal, Reviving Shock. I'd be happy to spend that here. But it doesn't, I believe, actually let me use Net Shooter. It's only range 3. 1, 2, 3. Or 3. Yeah, I can't get these guys with that if I don't move. So, instead, maybe just Restorative Mist top half and... Well, actually... I could just go for both heals. I could also give the Brute back his discarded cards. Which would be several. He would be picking up 4 cards. That seems okay. Or I could stun this bear. But not if I use Restorative Mist top half, which I'd sort of like. Maybe I should stun the bear and Reviving Shock the Brute. That way, it's easier to guarantee that Reinvigorating Elixir gets a good pickup, because next turn the Brute will be playing 2 more cards. And he'll have certainly a bunch to pick up. And we can probably arrange to go after the Brute next turn. Yeah. As it happens, we're also going after him this turn, but I don't think we are allowed to know that. Good. We all get to go fast, as we intended. You know, what the enemies are doing is not incredible for me, but it's not horrible, and that's all I really needed. Now, it's really nice if you can to spend a burn card as your bottom half when you're using Reviving Elixir as your Reviving Ether as your top half, because then the card that you burned goes back into your hand. Whereas this is a discarded card, and it won't go back into my hand. So it's actually worse. Like, if I could choose to voluntarily burn this, that would be advantageous. But I can't. So I'll take what I can get. Which is a pretty sweet deal. She's back in great shape now. You can't see it in this view, but she does have her cards back. I don't know why they don't show it. Take 1. Provoking Roar. No attacks. And I'll defend myself. I don't think I want to use a stamina potion. No attacks from you either. Get out of here. Kind of a waste to get the ×2 on a 1 damage attack, but take what I can get, I guess. This isn't the best shuffle to use a stamina potion in. Sadly, these guys are going to get attacked a fair bit by the drakes. But I stopped the bears. I mean, I did what I could. You know, hang on. It might have actually been better to walk away. Yeah. I just, well, no. Because what my new plan would require choosing different cards. Because it was really important to heal the brute, which was my bottom half card. If I could do that and walk away from the enemies, walk away from the brute to like here so that the drakes couldn't catch us both in the same attack, that would be great. But I can't do that with the cards that I played, and I can't take back my cards knowing that they drew a triangle attack, right? So I think I'm kind of stuck with this. I could choose to walk away and not heal him, but that's very bad. It turns out this is also very bad, but that's life. So have they... did 0 to the brute. That's nice. Hopefully the Spellweaver can finish off some of this stuff. These two are in kind of sad shape, but she's peachy keen. Stuffed to the gills with ammunition. I believe I already missed my combat goal with the Spellweaver, right? She wanted to take only long rests and she took a short. That's weird. It's not grayed out. But, okay, she definitely did take a short rest. Oof. Okay, the brute lives without having to burn a card. So does the Tinkerer. They're both at 1. Kind of unpleasant. So a net shooter in here is very good. I'd like to get in a heal as well somehow. Which I guess... I mean... I could use Restorative Mist to heal the brute for 1. I'm not sure how important that is. I think it's better to give him back a way to kill an enemy. So something like this. Brute just plays these cards. I don't know the details. Spellweaver, now, she has some stuff to do. If she can get to here and Impaling Eruption all this, that would be very helpful. And she can, right? So let's do that. Okay, so what exactly is the brute trying to do here? What is this trap? I assume we don't want to move on to it. Indeed. The bears are attacking but not moving. So if we can avoid being adjacent to them, we're feeling pretty good. The Spitting Drakes are doing a big hex attack. If possible, we want to stay adjacent to the Tinkerer because we're getting back a burned card. So I guess what we do is we walk here. Which attack am I using against the bear? Not Shield Bash because I don't need to stun him. And the 1 extra damage is not worth burning a card for. Especially given that I'm disadvantaged and might not even hit. That's an incredible result, given the disadvantage. Now, I don't like that we're all going to be lined up for a big Spitting Drake thing, but I'm hoping a bunch of the Spitting Drakes will be dead. Wait a minute, I meant to play recover all your discarded cards, not a burned card, didn't I? Well, I mean, I could have done that. But looking at it now, like, what is he going to do with a bunch of cards in his hand? He's just going to discard them when he gets attacked, right? So maybe what I was supposed to do is heal. Right. But do I have a bottom half heal that I could use? Restorative Mist is a very small bottom half heal, and I've used the other one. I mean, I still think I should be playing the net shooter, pinning these guys down, and so on. And then I don't really have a bigger heal. I guess I should just do what I meant to do and give him back his discarded cards to use as discard fuel when he gets attacked, basically. So he did this. And ran away from the bear. Is it possible that running away from the bear is wrong? No. These guys can hit us no matter what, so we might as well get away from the bear. Okay, take back your discarded cards, please. Which is like 5 cards? Yeah. You know, it turns out that immobilizing the bear is not as important as I thought it would be, but it's still decent damage. God, the Tinkerer has really burned through cards quickly here. But I think that's appropriate, given, like, what the fight is, right? I played Ride the Wind. I meant to... This was supposed to be Impaling Eruption. I just took her slowest card, because I remembered we played something slow, but no. Okay, one more time. The cards I meant to play, please. The discarded cards and the net shooter, in that order. Your cards quickly. Your move 4 together with Impaling Eruption. Yeah. Okay, one more take. This is the real director's cut. I mean, I'm not even really sure picking up all your discarded cards is worth this pain. I'm hoping it is. Oh, that was with Muddle. Right, I was like, how come we didn't double the damage? I was thinking we had advantage for some reason, but of course we had disadvantage. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could have ridden the wind to, like... You know, as it turns out, since the bears aren't moving... Or actually, even knowing that... Ride the Wind back here would have been a pretty cool play, but I don't think I can ethically undo that now, given the stuff I've learned. And I have a totally fine play. Because, like, right, getting to the back here, I could then attack all 4 of them with Impaling Eruption. But, no, I mean, I think this is the best I'm going to get. And I guess I was thinking I was going to do something like this. Hit all the drakes, right? But I think actually attacking the bear is more important than hitting this back drake. Because this guy is just Well, I don't know. They're both pretty scary. Part of the issue is the order in which stuff is going to happen. Weirdly, it doesn't show me this, but only my first 2 attacks are going to be buffed by Impaling Eruption. I don't actually know how it decides, are going to be affected by Crackling Air, I mean. I don't know how it decides what order the attacks go in. You would think it would be in the order that you target, like this, but I don't actually know. If so, this is kind of nice because it avoids wasting a Crackling Air charge on this guy who's at 1. I hope this is the way it works. Probably this is the kind of thing that players get to choose in Cardboard, but that is decided arbitrarily in Digital. Yeah, this is why we brought the Spellweaver. I didn't even see what... How did we do against the bear? Yeah, we hit the cave bear first, right? So that did work. Yes. Although, actually... It gave me credit for all 3 Crackling Airs, which is wrong. I think. What's the text on Crackling Air? Your next 4 attacks. Yeah, I shouldn't have gotten credit for that. And I believe if for, like, Fire Orbs, you don't. Maybe because you choose the targets individually? But that... I shouldn't have gotten the extra damage against this guy. It doesn't matter. He was dead anyway, right? Yes. Sadly, these guys each have to burn more cards. Unless this misses? No. Okay, he's still dead if he uses this, so let's burn. We're about ready to start spending stuff like Overwhelming Assault. I mean, we've been doing that this whole session. Provoking Roar is too good. Let's get rid of the Shield Bash, I guess. It's a little tempting to get rid of Spare Dagger, but I think we'll find that useful somehow or other. Maybe it's the Cleave I don't need? We don't really need the air for anything anymore. We're not that likely to get enemies clumped up in this way, and the move 3 jump doesn't really matter either. Let's burn Leaping Cleave. Sadly, we have sort of left ourselves with no non-elite enemies to use Stamina Booster into Fatal Advance on. There's surely something good to use Stamina Booster for. If nothing else, it's a good heal. Flamethrower is tempting to apply wounds to like make sure enemies die. Restorative Mist is a nice move that heals a little. Maybe we're just never going to use Toxic Bolt. But like I said, Poison on this guy is nice, right? Kind of want it all. But that's the game. You kind of always want it all, right? Let's say Flamethrower is a little too ambitious. Yeah, Toxic Bolt has a good bottom half, so I can still get good value out of Toxic Bolt by just playing the bottom half of it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's get rid of Flamethrower. The poison means it's going to be pretty hard to get more heals applied to anybody. So, well, let's... I mean, we're clearly playing Fire Orbs here, right? And then we might as well go for the chest, I guess. That's probably too greedy. But I would like to have Flame Strike available next turn. So I'm probably just playing Ride the Wind as a move too. She is muddled. I guess we could try to wait until she's not muddled for Fire Orbs, but that seems hard. The Brute actually has stuff going on, I guess. He's like the happiest of our players. Ooh. Overwhelming Assault can push this guy into a trap. How did I miss this? Let's play it with Provoking Roar to keep this bear out of from being too dangerous. Can I get away with not using Stamina Booster and use Toxic Bolt instead to damage this guy? I don't know that it's going to... Well, it should kill him, right? Combined with the Spellweaver, but it might be a little late. I don't know. Let's try this. Okay, the bears are not attacking. They are healing. But this means I don't necessarily have to... What are you doing? You're attacking a single person, giving them stun and muddle? That's a weird combo, because you're not allowed to attack while you're stunned, and the muddle, like, goes away after a turn. But I mean, I guess the point is that if you somehow dodge the stun by being immune to it or having an item that cures it or an ability somehow... No, you can't use abilities while you're stunned. Then at least you're still muddled, I guess is the idea. So I really wish I could somehow find a way to Provoking Roar this guy while still pushing you into the trap. I guess I could just push you into the trap later, right? Keeping this guy from attacking and muddling or stunning us is great. I do not push. And you do not attack. I don't know, maybe I should have picked Provoking Roar back up right then to use again next turn. Oh, he can't oh, no, yeah, he can't reach the Brute. I didn't realize we were moving that far away. Sad. This is a good turn to use a Stamina Potion because we have one card and we know we're not taking damage before our next turn. So Stamina Booster is definitely a good card. I don't know if I'm playing it top or bottom, though. Probably bottom. Healing the Spellweaver isn't as important as giving her, like, another big attack. So we're looking for a top half to pair with it. Stun Shot looks pretty sweet, right? Like I said, I hate doing this while muddled, but we need to get damage out there. Ah! can't get a card back if I move. Okay, well, I'll stay then. No, within range 3. Yeah, I can get a card back. I want to get up here so I'm further from the bears and closer to the treasure chest. Okay, those cards are fine, I guess. Although I'm starting to worry we're going to run out of gas. Fine. Great draw, honestly. So this is my top half. Not sure who I'm hitting with it. Bottom. Mana Bolt to heal the Brute? He'd still be at 1 is the thing. It would get rid of his poison though, and then maybe his warding strength would be enough to stop a source of damage or two. Spellweaver's going too slow. I didn't want to go fast because I wanted to be able to run away. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Well, actually, it's fine. Because we're stunning this guy. So he's not attacking. And these guys aren't attacking either because they didn't draw any move. No picking up. The stun shot is actually unnecessary, but I can get in some damage with it, so that's fine. Now I'm unsure who to give the burned card back to. If I give it to the Spellweaver, she can take her final turn. Well, take a... No, she has more... Right. She can take a turn, and then... she'll have some more turns after this. But she could take one more turn before resting. If I give it to the Brute, I could give him the Fatal Advance to, like, take care of this bear down here, who's got kind of a lot of health. I wish we were moving a little more slowly so that I could stun this bear after him taking a useless action instead of before. Can't win them all. Like, the Brute really wants his Overwhelming Assault. He's only going to get to act one more time if I don't give him a card. But the same is true of the Spellweaver, I suppose. I think his Overwhelming Assault is quite good. But he gets to play that even if I don't give him a card, hopefully. As long as he doesn't burn it while resting, which might require some work. I might have to actually long rest with him, which feels really bad. Whereas giving the Spellweaver back a card is fairly safe. She's definitely going to get to play it next turn. Unless something really disastrous happens. And the cards she can play are honestly not amazing, but they're fine. Oh, don't forget, she is healing the somebody, presumably the brute. So he won't be poisoned anymore. The thing is, I kind of want her to go pick up the treasure chest. But I guess she can't. She's not playing a move 4 now. She could maybe next turn. None of this does anything good bottom half. So she already has... Like, if she's playing Flaming Burst next turn, I guess she might as well play it for its bottom half to move 4 up towards the treasure chest. So I'm looking for a strong top half in Spellweaver cards. Fire Orb's pretty decent. Impaling Eruption... about the same. Probably worse. Ride the Wind, awful. Reviving Ether, illegal. So I guess it's Fire Orbs. Unless there's something even better in the Brute's deck, which I don't think there is. Yeah. I guess if I give him a card back, it can be one that he doesn't have to burn. But he'll be resting next turn anyway, so we won't even... I don't know. Okay, let's target the Spellweaver. Really was looking for not getting a -1 here, because now pushing him onto the trap doesn't kill him. We have to find some more damage somewhere. We should be able to find that damage, but I was hoping I wouldn't have to. Why is there fire lying around, by the way? Did I really play Fire Orbs last turn? I guess I did. Feels like hours ago. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm targeting you, because I don't want to move, and you're the only one I can reach. As long as it doesn't miss, it's a kill. Pretty sure it's a short rest here. Fine. I mean, it's in some sense my biggest attack card, but like Stun Shot is way better. And Restorative Mist is a good bottom half to go with it. So is Toxic Bolt, actually. Yeah, Toxic Bolt looks insane. The Brute is short resting and crossing his fingers not to hit Overwhelming Assault. Figures. Okay, so there's still some work to do, but these two cards we can still work with. Huh. So actually, since we killed this guy, Fire Orbs only hits one guy. I might as well just use the Flashing Burst, right? Except that now this is only a move 3, not a move 4, so it doesn't credit us to the treasure chest. So if we're in danger of winning the scenario this turn, and can afford to not finish them off, it would be sort of nice to do so. You know? Since they're not moving anyway, and this disarm does nothing, I guess I'll just go for the Spare Dagger. It does more damage and gains XP. Ah, he does get another turn. I forgot about that. Perfect. Oh, I should have moved, probably. I don't know, I kind of like where I am. But I should think about it. Oh, no, yeah, because I don't want to move next to them. They would just attack me. And moving further away is silly. So I think this is a great Toxic Bolt. And given that it's killed, we now don't mind if we accidentally win by stun-shotting him, right? Because then the Spellweaver can just go get the treasure. And if we don't kill him, that's fine too. Spellweaver can fire orbs, which again kills unless it's a complete miss. Unlikely, right? And then still go get the treasure. Okay. So it was a stressful combat, but, you know, clearly made much more manageable by bringing an appropriate team with the right tools. And it was very different from a lot of combat in the game because, you know, there are some scenarios where you have to play like this, where you have just, you know, a ton of combat all at once, as opposed to like spreading it out over a few rooms. But there's not that much in the way of scenarios like that, right? So it's nice to have one on occasion where, yes, burning through all your cards insanely fast is a cool and good way to do things. There's 10 XP hidden in that treasure chest, a manual of spellcasting. Haha.
As the last of the creatures falls, the temple becomes eerily silent. You call out, but the strange voice offers no response. You begin banging the walls with your weapons and yelling even louder, making it clear that you will not leave without answers. Enough! The power of the voice shakes the ground. I could easily kill you, you know. But normally a threat is enough to send you pathetic lesser beings scrambling. I don't necessarily like murder, however. So I will make you a deal. I will answer a single question for you, and then you will leave this place without further incident and never return. So what would you like? Great power? Great wealth? Or is the location of the necromancer you are hunting really that important to you?
Okay, so we missed the one we thought we would miss, got the one we were pretty sure we would get, and happened to get Masochist as well. I wasn't sure we could hit that, but it seemed possible. Only 27 damage done by the Brute, huh? But he did his real job, which was taking damage. Very small amount of healing. The Tinkerer was too busy killing enemies to do any of that stuff. Cool. And who was... Someone had the option to take a quest to, like, use items a bunch of times. Yeah, that was the Spellweaver, right? I think... That wasn't last scenario, was it? It was this one? She didn't meet it. So I don't feel too bad that we took the other one. I think my argument about like why they were both kind of the same quest, but this one was an easier version of that one, I think that still holds up. Huh. So... Oh, I see. So it's unlocked 3 different things. But I believe that's basically like... If you do one of them, you lock the other 2. This is, you know, the... I'll check in the scenario book for how it's worded, how it works in paper. Because it's... Let me actually do that right now and then get back to you guys in just a sec. Yeah, see, in Cardboard, the rulebook says choose to unlock only one of the following: Shrine of Strength, Lost Island, or Necromancer's Sanctum. The digital edition is giving us all three, but I assume when I do one of them, the other two will disappear. And it doesn't make it at all easy, I think, to remember this, right? If I click on Shrine of Strength, for example, it doesn't say, like, if you do this, you won't be able to do Necromancer's Sanctum. Or whatever the other one was. The Lost Island, I think. Pursue the Voice's Great Wealth. So I'm going to just have to, like, double check. But yeah, like, Shrine of Strength and Lost Island and Necromancer's Sanctum, we get to choose one of those. Now, I'm kind of inclined to say, why do Necromancer's Sanctum? You know, the Voice is telling us where Jexera is, or would if we asked. But we have other ways to find that out, right? Isn't there like a Hail quest that would... Yeah, we could do Vibrant Grotto, and Hail will tell us where the Necromancer is. So I think we can choose not to use the Voice for this. But I'm not sure. Maybe the way it works is when you use the Voice for something else, you've missed your chance to find Jexera and she gets away somehow. Who knows? I'll do my level up now, and then we'll call it a day. I'll probably research in the rulebook how, like, it actually works. Dangerous Contraption. So top half is summon an ally with 6 health, 2 move, and 2 attack. Fine. Microbots. Double-sided burn. The top half is a huge heal. The bottom half is a move and loot, which is, I think, pretty precious. It's tough to do that, to like dart in and grab a bunch of gold, right? Or loot ornate chests or something. I think most of the time you'll want to use this for top half. I mean, ideally, right, you'll use it as like move 2 or attack 2 a couple times, and then you'll burn it for top half. But there are scenarios where looting is important, and having this lying around is, I think, pretty nice. I just am not very impressed with most of the summons in this game. They're really hard to manage. Too easy to kill. They don't do that much. The move 4 is nice, but Tinkerer has plenty of move 4s. So I think I'm going to take the Microbots as kind of an interesting, flexible card. And... oh, I've unlocked both of these wound things, huh? Wow. 3 muddles. That's a lot. I think I'll just get rid of more -1s. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.